Morning traders, it's Trades here. Let's see what the market has in store for us today. It's the 8th of October, which is the Tuesday. Nothing news-wise. We have FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow. We got Kiwi cash rate at 2 a.m. Tomorrow, so I won't really be looking to trade Kiwi later on today. And then obviously we have the CPI on Thursday, which is the main event of the week. In terms of bias going into the week, I am bearish on Eurodollar with this strong bearish engulfing candle that came after essentially this double top that took out the liquidity of August high, right, previous month's highs on September, and then price tanked on the first week of October, which is the last quarter of the month of the year as well. And essentially I am aiming for this sell side liquidity, which also happens to be right below that monthly time frame fair value gap, which is where we're currently trading, even though I am bullish for the month. So we have had a bearish week to start off with, so maybe we'll see another pullback week, or maybe it will be that this week I think we might get another pullback week, and then we'll see how CPI plays out, because that will determine what price we'll do next. In terms of daily time frame, I'm bearish, right? Like I said, I'm bearish. We've got Monday's high, which has given us a point of interest at previous day high right there, right below that daily time frame fair value gap as well. So previous day high, and that's another opportunity or an area to look for shorting opportunities. And my target is this sell side liquidity, which also happens to be above that fair value gap on the daily time frame. However, we also got this order block on the weekly time frame right there, which is something to watch out for. And we got this swing low with this daily time frame fair value gap right there as well. So those are the other locations that price can potentially reach. So here we are. We've taken out previous day's highs and tapped into the daily time frame fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. So we had this this is something I highlighted yesterday. We've been accumulating essentially right there at the low, just above that sell side liquidity, and then we put in this fake break essentially yesterday, and prices failed to hold that, come up, and look how it's come up as well. It's been holding this fair value gap right there, right? Initially pulled back, held this fair value gap, pushing up, and I will be watching out for trading opportunities at this level, because we don't have any news later on, right? No news today, so this would be a good opportunity to look for shorts. We also have this 4 hour fair value gap below this candle. The 50% is there at that daily time 50% level, and we've also got the strong day 60-minute fair value gap, which also happens to be above all of these swing highs. So not sure if it's going to reach up to that level. Ideally, I do want to look for a trade during the London session, but the way price is approaching right now on the 1 hour time frame does appear to be that we might not push up higher. I'll be looking out for market structure shifts and any SMTs on the euro pound dollar, which looks like we've already get an SMT. Right, it does seem like we have SMT on the So from here, prices failed to make a higher high and has been making lower lows, and then price here is where euro dollar is at 2100 and has been making higher highs at previous day high. So I want to see price come on and tap that level one more time before looking for opportunities to go short. Same with pound dollar, bearish for the week. We had this strong bearish engulfing candle. I predict price will continue lower, potentially to this sell side liquidity. We have left, this daily time for fair value gap as well. Maybe we won't go down there yet. Maybe during CPI we'll pull back to this fair value gap and find resistance and then continue lower. That's just a prediction, or maybe we'll be down there before CPI, so it'll be a different story then. On the 240, so on the daily time frame, we came into this order block, held that order block once on Friday, and then yesterday we came and tapped into the 50% of that order block, where I found some support, which is interesting because this is respected twice now, once at the start and once at the 50%. On the 240, we had the strong bearish engulfing candle, which left a fair value gap. Price came in, held that fair value gap, and then tanked again, and then took out this low and tapped into the 50% of that fair order block on daily time frame, and has now pulled back into the fair value gaps 50%. We've also had this channel with RSI diverging right there. However, to me, that needs to come at the sell side liquidity for me to look for opportunities to go long. Like yesterday, we had the channel as well, again right here, and it came into that order blocks 50% and found support. There was a trading opportunity yesterday on the Monday, if you were looking, but I wasn't really looking because it was Monday. We came in right after this strong swing low, this bearish swing. Price came in, took out liquidity off a swing, essentially a double top, right? And then order flow is bearish. Then we had this breaker followed by this fair value gap, which price comes into the fair value gap, into the breaker, holds with this order block, and then continues lower. And that's a pattern that I've seen multiple times, and something to always be watching out for whenever we get a pattern like this, a double top, which is, before the liquidity of the double top, we get a breaker, and then after price displaces lower, leaving fair value gaps, closing below a candle like this, and then typically, or sometimes, it will pull back and find resistance or support at that fair value gap, and then continue in its direction. And even if it was aiming for just a low, that's still 2-1. So it's just something to consider in the future. Right now we are at the fair value gap on the 240. Do I expect price to continue lower from here? I'm not sure. I want to see more confirmation, but I prefer euro dollar right now to pound dollar, because euro dollar at least is trading at previous day's highs below fair value gap on the daily time frame, whereas pound dollar is inside of this range. So let's see how those play out. We do have SMT, like I said, so maybe we'll start seeing some movements before then.